Y'all know I wrote a book, right? It's called Buy a Game, and it's free. Click the link down there, you got it.
DreAllDay.com.
So this morning I woke up like, thank you. I woke up like 20 minutes before my alarm this morning, and I grabbed my phone, as we all do. And usually I start my day, I'm looking at my goals list, I'm looking at my visions, my affirmations and all that stuff. But on this particular day, I was like, let me see what's going on Twitter, because I know I hadn't checked my Twitter since the previous night. So I started looking at my Twitter, and as I'm reading it, for one reason, I saw something today that is always there, but I hadn't noticed it before. I hadn't been able to verbalize it before. Somebody asked me, do I work for Grant? I don't work for nobody. So I don't know where I don't work. You can just take any name out of there and fill in the blank. The answer is no. But anyway, I'm reading my Twitter feed. I noticed something that's always been there, but I didn't know it was there before. Because the reason I noticed it is because I had just woke up, so my mind wasn't cluttered with all these conscious thoughts. And as I'm reading it, I'm like, you know what? All Twitter is a whole bunch of what we call thermometers. Y'all know what a thermometer is? Like if you're in a car, there's a thermometer. And even before I even go into that, I'll tell you one thing. I know a lot of you who watch me on Periscope, often y'all say to me like, Dre, every time we see you on Periscope, you're driving in a car. You're always driving. Why are you always driving? Where are you going? People always ask me, where are you going? You're always driving. If I do a scope where I'm not driving, they're like, damn, you're not driving. Let me tell you why I'm always driving. Because anytime I travel in a city, i.e. like not somewhere that I got to be on a plane, anytime I'm traveling within a city, I like to be driving. I don't like to be the passenger in the car. The reason why I don't like to be the passenger is for several reasons. Number one, I like to control the audio system. I like to control the music. I like to control whatever we're listening to. Number two, I like to drive fast. My mentor, I was talking to her about a month ago. She was like, yeah, Dre, I remember the one time I drove with you. You drive very aggressively. You made me kind of nervous when I was riding with you. I don't know if I could ride with you again. I like to drive really fast. And the third reason is I like to control the temperature. I hate being cold and I hate being hot. I don't like to be uncomfortable temperature-wise. So when I'm driving, I can control all three. I control the gas pedal, I control the music, and I control the temperature in the car. And anyway, what does that have to do with this conversation that we're having right now is that when I was looking at Twitter this morning, I saw a whole bunch of thermometers. You know what thermometers is? Most guys drive fast? All right, cool. Well, I don't know. Like I said, I'm usually driving, so I don't have no idea what most other people are doing. But anyway, the point is this. I saw a whole bunch of thermometers on Twitter. Y'all know what a thermometer is? And I'll explain it for those of you who don't. A thermometer is a person. I'm not talking about the thermometer like in the house or the thermometer in your car that tells you what the temperature is outside. I'm not talking about that. But it's the same thing. A thermometer is a person who looks around, sees what's going on, and then talks about what everybody else is doing, what's going on in the world. That's what a thermometer is. Now, a thermometer, ladies and gentlemen, is 99% of people. If you're watching this stream right now, you're probably a thermometer. Now, hopefully you don't get so offended by that you stop watching the stream, because I'm going to give you some information that might be able to help you out, might be able to enlighten you at the least, and maybe empower you at the most. See, 99% of people are thermometers. They look around, see what's going on, then they report the news back to you. And that's basically what Twitter is. I was looking at Twitter, I was like, all this is a whole bunch of people talking about what everybody else is doing, but they're not actually doing nothing. Like these people, I'm looking at them, I never heard of this person doing nothing, but every time I see them tweet, they talking about what somebody else did. And there's nothing wrong with that inherently. Let me be clear, because I still use Twitter. I use Twitter to my advantage. I use Twitter. I've made business connections on Twitter. I met personal friends on Twitter. I've sold products and services on Twitter. And I use Twitter as a way to get the news. That's what I use Twitter for. When I go on Twitter, I find out who won the games last night in sports. I find out any breaking news in the world of news and in the world of sports. I find out, which rapper dissed the other rapper. I know what album's coming out and when it's coming out. I know all that from Twitter. I don't get my news from anywhere else. I don't watch the news. I don't watch TV. I don't read newspapers. I don't read news blogs or websites. I get all my news from Twitter. And so that's how I know what's going on. The reason why I need to know what's going on, because like I just told you, 99% of people are thermometers. They watch what everybody else is doing and talk about it. So if I'm going to get on in society and be a contributing member of society, I need to be able to have connecting conversations with most people. And since 99% of people are thermometers, I got to be able to speak their language. And their language is, what is everybody else doing? Let me talk about it. You understand what I'm saying? So I need to know what's going on so I can have a conversation with them so they can relate to me and think that we think the same even though we don't. And again, I wrote about this. The post is coming out at 12 noon on my website, DreAllDay.com. But anyway, the point is this. opposite of a thermometer is what we call a thermostat. And all you know what a thermostat is, right? All of you have thermostats in your house. When it's hot, you turn the thermostat on a cooler temperature, it cools the house down. When it's cold, you turn the thermostat on a warmer temperature, it warms the house up. A thermostat is a type of person, metaphorically speaking. Thermostat's the type of person who steps into an environment, looks around and says, all right, we're going to change what's going on in here. I'm going to enact some things. I'm going to take some initiative. I'm going to make some changes here, and we're going to change the temperature of this room. Thermostats are people who decide what's going to happen, and then they go do it. Thermometers are people who see what happened, and then they go talk about it. So in other words, thermostats are the type of people that do the things that give thermometers something to talk about. I'm going to repeat that one more time so everybody catches what I just said. Thermostats are the type of people who do things that give thermometers something to talk about. 99% of people are thermometers. So out of every 100 people that you meet, that you know in your life, you probably know 100 people, you probably know 1,000. Of the 1,000 people you know, 10 of them are thermostats rather. They are the people who do things. 990 of them are the people who talk about what the people who do things did, or just talk about those people in general. Now, some disclaimers, some caveats, because I know we always got the contrarians when I put stuff out there like this in absolutes. Is it possible for someone to do something that is like a thermostat-like action and a thermometer-like action at different times? Absolutely, of course. Are people who are thermometers bad people? Are they losers? Are they terrible individuals? No, not at all. Listen, 99% of the people I know are thermometers. And some of them are good people. I'm good with them, they good with me. If they need something, I might help them out. If I need something, they might help me out. You can be a good person and still be a thermometer. You can be smart and be a thermometer. I know a lot of really smart thermometers, really close people to me who are thermometers, but they are thermometers. 990 out of 1,000 people, ladies and gentlemen, are thermometers, watching and talking. 10% of people, 1% rather people, are thermostats, doing and being talked about. My theory, this is just my theory, you can agree with this or disagree with it, keep it or throw it away, is that you are either one or the other. Now, yes, are there times that a thermostat might go talk about something that happened? Of course. Are there times that a thermometer might actually take initiative and do something? Of course. But in general, you are either one or the other. And if I have a conversation, if you right now, me and you sat down and had a conversation, within 5 minutes, actually that's being generous, within 3 minutes, I'll know whether you're a thermostat or a thermometer. It's very easy to tell. Let me tell you how you can point out the thermometers in your life, and actually how you can point out if you yourself are a thermometer. Here it is. See, thermometers usually justify their points by telling you what everybody else is doing. See, a thermometer will say something like, that party was whack. You know how I know? Because nobody was there. I say, well, how do you know that nobody was there? They say, well, because I was there. So that basically means you're a nobody. And they can't really answer that question. See, a thermometer is the type of person that says, you know what, I think this is a good idea, but let me talk to a couple people that I know and see what they think before I decide what I'm going to do. Any of you ever said that before, or had somebody say that to you before? See, a thermometer is the type of person that says, you know what, that sounds okay, but I talked to this person, and this person, and they, even though they never did it before, they didn't think that would work out. So I'm probably going to try to do something else. I'm going to do something that these people are doing because it makes more sense. Or they'll say something like, well, you know what? I want to do that, but first tell me who else is doing it before I do it. Those are things that thermometers say. Now, if any of you have ever said those things before, those are thermometer statements, and you might be a thermometer. Don't take it personal. It's not a personal attack on you. What I do is, number one step is make people aware. See, I like to empower people by giving them knowledge, skills, and information that they can use. But the first step is you got to make them aware of where they at, so you can take them where they're going. It's kind of like a navigation system. If you can't tell the navigation where you at, then it can't tell you how to get to where you want to go. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're going to be a thermostat in life, I'm going to close it with this. If you're going to be a thermostat in life, ladies and gentlemen, you can become one. You can change at any moment. You had to become a person of initiative. Y'all know what initiative is? I talked about this on Snapchat last night. Initiative means independently creating activity and action before other people do it. That means you're not following what other people did. You're doing something before other people do it, and they follow you. That's what a thermometer does. That's what initiative means. You take action, proactive action, before other people take action, and then you let them follow what you did. You're not following what they did. Everybody catch what I just said there. That's what a thermostat does in life. I'm almost finished with Buy a Game. All right, then read the next one. It's the Mental Handbook. Then the next one is the Mirror Motivation. The next one is the Super You. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you with this one today. You got to decide if in your life, this has nothing to do with Twitter or a party or basketball or books or any one particular thing, Periscope, nothing. You got to decide if in your life you're going to be the person complaining about the temperature or the person controlling the temperature getting complained about. Because in life, you will be one or the other. You're either the one controlling what's going on, or you're the one talking about the person who's controlling it, complaining about the way they're controlling it because it didn't work out in your favor, or happy because it did work out in your favor. But you do choose. And all of you have an active choice. You choose which one you're going to be. You can choose to do something and you can choose to do nothing. But it's 1,000% your choice at all times, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to close it on that. My name's Dre All Day. If you want to read my books, go to dreallday.com/Amazon. Hit me on Snapchat at Dre Baldwin. My Twitter's Dre All Day. My website's dreallday.com. I'm going to holler at y'all later. We out of here. Make sure you get my first book, Buy a Game. It is free. Click the link right here below in the video description. I'm on all your favorite social media platforms, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Periscope. All the links are right down here below. It's either Dre Baldwin or Dre All Day on each one of those sites. And make sure you are subscribed. Hit that subscribe button down there and the thumbs up like button. Subscribe so you catch all the new content. I work on your game. Dre All Day.